Back on the T building job here today. Very wet, as you can see. Not ideal. The lads are loading material up, bringing it over to me. We've got a ramp up onto the T, past my dumper. However, he can only get as far as here, off the track. So I'm just throwing the material up now. He's coming with a load now. I'm throwing it from there into a big pile behind me, which I will seal up at the end of the day, because we can't do a lot with it currently because you can't get anywhere near me. If I was up on top where I needed it, well, you just can't get anywhere near. It's too wet. So I'm going to throw it all behind me, pile it up, seal it, and then hopefully tomorrow, if it's a dry day, from there I'll be able to do something with it and start getting it into some sort of shape. There's another load. See, it doesn't look wet, the material coming over, but I'll tell you what, as soon as you touch it, it just turns to slop. You'll see now when I scoop it up, the pile even moves like it's liquid. Really strange. So I'll stack it in a big heap here. That's all I can do really. We're still making progress. The material needs to come over, and if I wasn't sat here, well, as you can see, he would tip one load, and if I wasn't throwing it back, the next load would be on the track, and that'd be it. We'd be stopped. So I'm just going to have to sit here, throw it up, and hopefully this rain will die off a bit and the material will dry out overnight in a pile, which sometimes it does. There is a lot of sand in it and stone, but then there's probably 50% clay as well. So the problem is, once the water's in that clay, it doesn't dry fast, and you can see everything around me is saturated now. It's bad ground. It's not. It's certainly not sand. Sand is grand. If it was sandy, we would be absolutely storming along, because you'd be driving right up on top, no bother, and tipping exactly where I needed it. I'd be shaping it, levelling it as we went, and working our way off, tracking it all in. We look, see what's that? I bet you can't see on the video, but it's just like a jelly. When I'm walking on it on top, I've tracked it in with the machine, it's still like a jelly. It's soft as anything. So I don't know. I'll just do what I can do to do the best job that we can do in these conditions. The architect wants it all tracking in lifts of no more than a foot, 300 mil. Well, the problem is now, if I do that, you can see the more you mess with this stuff, the wetter it gets. Well, we'll never ever get to the height we need if we track it in 300 mil lifts, because it will all just turn to porridge. So my proposal is we get a big stockpile up like we are there, and we throw it all back. I'll show you the pile quickly. Get it all piled up there, let it dry a touch, and then I am going to basically place the material to the finished height, and we will have to just shape it up, work our way off, because otherwise we ain't going to get it done. And even then, it will be a challenge to do a nice job, but I don't mind the challenge, that's fine. And I know we can do it, it's doable. We just have to do it the way I'm thinking rather than the way the architect is thinking. But I think when he comes and has a look at the material, he'll understand and he will most likely agree. So that's the plan. I think we're going to see if we can get a full day. It's now 11 o'clock. If we can get a full day running material over, we might have enough. I don't know. We need so much. But there is that bank of sandy material which I'm leaving currently because it's dry. And if I leave it in that pile where it is, it will stay dry. So my thoughts are, use this material in the bottom and then slow down, spin around there. You see this pile at the side of me with the vegetation on it, that's all dry sand. Oh, man down. Yeah, that's all dry sand. So that I'll throw over the top of this material to give me something to track the machine on that's relatively dry, so I can get on, shape it, level it, and get it something like what we need. And then the club or the architect or whoever can make a decision, because then the T needs the root zone on top, which, as you can see, is not going to be easy to get up there. So do we leave the root zone, because they're doing a lot more work this winter? In a couple of months' time, my suggestion would be to build the T, form it, and then leave it and let it settle if it's going to. And then when they are doing their winter work, that would be the time then, after it's had a couple of months with rain, dry, a bit of weather on it basically, it will have settled and firmed up, and then you can get on, do a final level which isn't going to alter, and get your root zone on, get your turf down. That's what I think would be the best thing to do. It's not up to me though, so that's their decision. They can do whatever they like. I will do whatever they want. Whatever they choose is the best way. I will happily do whatever they want, no problem. So we shall see how we go on. They have just had some root zone tipped, 2 loads this morning. So whether that's for this job or not, I don't know. If it is, then great, it's not very far away, and as long as I can get it up where I need it, we will try and put it on. As tidy, I mean, look at the road here, it's just a mess, but we cannot help that. That's just the nature of the job when you're moving hundreds and hundreds of tons of material in the wet. So there you go. Right, I'll carry on. There's nothing more to see today, I don't think. If there's something interesting going to happen, I will get the video back on and record it, but otherwise it will be much the same, watching this dump come over in the rain, tip, and I'll be throwing it in a pile. Alright, see you later.